Today I'm going to be doing something really fun, and this is my Swiss meringue buttercream recipe. So let's get on with the ingredients. 1 cup of salted butter, a half a cup of egg whites, 1 cup of regular granulated sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So 4 simple ingredients. Let's get started. So for our first step, what I have here is I have my little mini stove set up, and I've got some water here, and I just want to have a gentle simmer on here. I actually had it going and I turned it down. I'm just going to turn it up a little bit. I'm going to get my KitchenAid bowl right on top here, and what I want to do is I'm creating here what's called a bain-marie, or a double boiler. So what we're doing is we're imparting a very gentle heat onto the bowl. Okay, so I'm just going to keep that down low. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take the sugar, get all of that sugar in there, and our egg whites. All of our beautiful egg whites. There we go. And then I'm going to grab my whisk, and I'm just going to move this around because I am left-handed. And I'm going to start mixing this all together. Now, what we want to do is we want to bring this mixture up to about 140 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Sorry for the noise. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start stirring this, and I'm going to bring this temperature up. Okay, because we want to make sure that the eggs are safe to consume when they're in our actual frosting. Okay, so I've got myself a little thermometer here, and I'm going to be checking that to make sure that I get up to, around at least 140, no more than 160. And so I'm going to impart a little bit more heat into this. And what you want to do is you just want to kind of slowly stir this. You don't have to like whip it around. You can just give it a little stir. And I'm going to let this come up to temperature. So I'm not going to bore you with that, but I do have this, and I am going to be sticking it into my, sticking it into the actual egg mixture and check it to make sure, where my temperature is. So I'm going to get going at that. When it comes up to let's try that again. When it comes up to 160 degrees, then we're going to move off of here, and we're going to go onto our KitchenAid mixer. Okay, so just for fun, let's just check this out right now and see what the temperature's at. And you don't want to have the water underneath boiling because we don't want to actually cook our egg whites. And let's just check this. And we're almost, we're around maybe 92 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're slowly getting there. Okay, so I'm going to pause the film for now, and I'll come back in a couple of minutes. Okay, and this is about maybe 3 minutes later, and this thing is almost at 160. It's about 158 right now. And at this point, that is good. You can see how frothy this is right now. And at this point, we don't need the heat anymore. So what we've done is we've just rendered all of the egg whites food safe at this point. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this away. I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm going to get my KitchenAid set up, and I'll be back in 1 second. Alright, and 2 seconds later I'm back. So we'll just get this onto our KitchenAid mixer. Okay. We'll get our balloon whisk attached. And then what I'm going to start doing is I'm just going to start on low speed just for 30 seconds or so. And we're going to start slowly incorporating some air into this. This mixture is extremely hot right now. So what we want to do is we want to remove all of the heat. And how we're going to do that is by whipping air into it. The more air that gets into this mixture, this is going to cool down. This has to be very cool before we start adding our butter. Okay? So I'm going to start getting this going here. And I'm going to let this go for, a couple of minutes, and then I will come back. Okay, so I've been mixing for about 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm just checking my clock. 11 minutes. And this is nicely cool now. So what I'm going to do is we're going to switch over to the paddle. So I'm just going to clean this off. I want to make sure I get everything out. There we go. And then I am going to pop on our paddle, and we're going to slowly start adding our butter. Now my butter is just slightly, cooler than room temperature. You don't want this butter to be soft because this will not work. You want your butter to have a little bit of stability. So I'm going to get the mixer going, and we're going to start, I'm going to start the mixer, and then I'm going to slowly start adding the butter until it's completely combined. So I'm just going to cut off little chunks just like that and just pop those in. Just like that. So just keep adding your butter. Just cut up your little chunks and just drop them into the machine. Just like that. And there we go. So at this point, I'm going to let this run a little while. What I want to do is I want the paddle to actually help me out. It's going to break down all of that butter and completely incorporate it in the actual egg, the meringue that we've created here. So I'm just going to let that go. And at this point also, I can just pour in all of my vanilla. There we go. And that's the last ingredient. So I'm just going to let this go for a good minute or so. Okay, I'm just going to check it now. Just see how well this has worked. And you can see how nice that is. If I get another spoon here, I can show you how nice this is. Let's just see. You can see how it's not falling apart, and if I do anything with it, it just sticks to the shape that I've made it. Beautiful. Really, really nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this and we're going to put it into a piping bag, and I just want to show you how nice this buttercream is. This here, it's kind of like a combination, I don't know how to explain it, but it's very, very light, like eating marshmallow, and you've got that buttery goodness. It just melts in your mouth. This is really, really good. So let me grab a piping bag, and then I'm going to come back and I'll just do a little, quick little shells just to show you how well this holds up. Okay, as promised, I'm back. I've got myself a little Wilton disposable bag here, piping bag. And just for this video, just to illustrate the, how nice this buttercream is, I'm using an 827 tip, so a very large tip. And I'll just get some of this in here. And I'll show you how nice this stuff is. Now, a really, really important note. Butter is very, very stable, very, solid when it is cold. So you don't want to leave this out for a long time just sitting out on your counter, because it is butter, the butter's in here, and what will happen is the butter will start to get soft, and that means everything in this buttercream will get soft. So if you're going to make a cake or do this or that, put this in the fridge, and then what you can do is you can just take your hand mixer and just get it in there and just whip it up again, and it'll be perfect, okay? So I just wanted to let you know that. Okay, so let me just zoom in. I'm using a black cutting board just so that we have a high contrast. Okay, I've just zoomed in, and I have very, very hot studio lights here above me, so I don't want to take too long doing this. I want to get this out and show you how nice this is. So I'll just get this going in my pastry bag, and then we'll just do some very simple shells, and I'll just show you how nicely this stuff stands up. Can you see how nice this is? What I'm going to do now, where are we? I'll just zoom in a little bit so that we can actually see how nice and firm that is. Okay, so I've zoomed in as much as my camera will let me zoom in. Now where am I here? Well, let's just use this end of the fork. Here we go. And I'll just show you how firm this, I don't know if hopefully the camera's picking this up, but you can see how nice this is. And it's holding its shape very well. So if you did some nice, intricate piping on a cake, and now you pop that cake in there, this is absolutely going to just stay like this. It's really, 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 really nice. Beautiful, beautiful. So there we have it. A nice close-up of my Swiss meringue buttercream. Really, really nice stuff. Just get that in there with your fork. You can see how nice this really holds up. Really nicely. And it just melts in your mouth. Really, really good. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.